So going back into that side to side position, opening and closing. So I didn't record the first part, so I have to do my spiel again. Welcome to Fitness with Familiar Faces, brought to you by the Parks Board. My name is Kevin. If you filled out a ParkU Plus form, you can check it on the email or the link. And this would be an easy to moderate class. So level 1, our last round of these exercises, or level 2 if you're used to more sports or athletic position, that monster or crab walk. Stretching your front shoulder, chest, and arms, good for a neutral posture. Yes. Seeing if you can move that one into just those taps, behind and tapping for your hamstrings or back of the thighs, for your glute muscles or back of the hips, and balance, tapping behind and sides. Option 1, if you want a more challenging version, that curtsy lunge. Only if the knees are good, if the back feels comfortable, and if you're already doing more intense exercise. Option 2. Or option 1 with just the tops. Yeah. Into your wide march or wide stance. A wider stance can be more comfortable for people that have had hernias, groin injuries, so that's one benefit of a wide stance. Shoulders stay here if it's already sore. Otherwise, option 2 would be your reach and reach. Or option 3 would be reaching up higher. As long as there's no pacemakers, as long as there's no sharp shoulder pain reaching up high, that would be a variation for you. The next 3 exercises are with dumbbells or with soup cans. Anything that can give you some resistance. Yeah, perfect. For the next one, so level 1, our last round of these exercises, or level 2 if you're used to more sports or athletic position, that monster or crab walk. Stretching your front shoulder, chest, and arms, good for a neutral posture. Yes. Seeing if you can move that one into just those taps, behind and tapping for your hamstrings or back of the thighs, for your glute muscles or back of the hips, and balance, tapping behind and sides. Option 1, if you want a more challenging version, that curtsy lunge. Only if the knees are good, if the back feels comfortable, and if you're already doing more intense exercise. Option 2. Or option 1 with just the tops. Yeah. Into your wide march or wide stance. A wider stance can be more comfortable for people that have had hernias, groin injuries, so that's one benefit of a wide stance. Shoulders stay here if it's already sore. Otherwise, option 2 would be your reach and reach. Or option 3 would be reaching up higher. As long as there's no pacemakers, as long as there's no sharp shoulder pain reaching up high, that would be a variation for you. The next 3 exercises are with dumbbells or with soup cans. Anything that can give you some resistance. Yeah, perfect. For the next one, so level 1, our last round of these exercises, or level 2 if you're used to more sports or athletic position, that monster or crab walk. Stretching your front shoulder, chest, and arms, good for a neutral posture. Yes. Seeing if you can move that one into just those taps, behind and tapping for your hamstrings or back of the thighs, for your glute muscles or back of the hips, and balance, tapping behind and sides. Option 1, if you want a more challenging version, that curtsy lunge. Only if the knees are good, if the back feels comfortable, and if you're already doing more intense exercise. Option 2. Or option 1 with just the tops. Yeah. Into your wide march or wide stance. A wider stance can be more comfortable for people that had hernias, groin injuries. So that's one benefit of a wide stance. Shoulders stay here if it's already sore. Otherwise, option 2 would be your reach and reach. Or option 3 would be reaching up higher. As long as there's no pacemakers, as long as there's no sharp shoulder pain reaching up high, that would be a variation for you. The next 3 exercises are with dumbbells or with soup cans. Anything that can give you some resistance. Yeah, perfect. For the next one, you're gonna see if you can grab your weight or your soup can. For the next exercise, we take steps and rows. So you take 1 step forward, a little bit bent, and then you row. Rowing 5 times, pulling up. Then you come up tall and switch legs. Getting into that bent position. That's your front view. That would be your side view. Counting 5 on each side and then alternating. Rows or pulling up is good for your back, your rear shoulders. And we have you do 5 on each side and switching, because the switching is what helps keep your heart rate up. And when you do resistance training, you want to be able to do a weight that you can do 10, 15, even up to 20 times, because that will give you endurance. If the weight's too heavy, it can cause discomfort with the heart or the body. And if the weight's too light, then you don't get too much benefit. Last one on that side. Yeah, and that's the 1 arm row. The next one you try, seeing if you can grab those dumbbells. You keep them to your body. Your feet will go wide, and you see if you can add a twist or a turn one way, and then the other way. With the dumbbells close to your body, as shown here, that's the easiest on the back or the spine. If you feel it in the knee, then you want to change your stance so that it feels less on the knee. So wide, together, or one in front of the other one. Whatever feels easiest on your knee. But that's your standing twist. Stomach muscle pulled in, feeling the stretch in the mid to low back, and tightness in the ribs. Yeah. Perfect. And then the third one, seeing if you can still stay with that weight in the middle, and you're gonna see if you can practice that squat motion, sitting down and coming back up again. Front view, side view, squatting motions help with balance, strengthening your hips, your front of the thigh, quad muscles, back of the thigh, hamstrings. Just a couple more there. And after every 2 sets, we do take a breather. So here's your chance to grab some water if you like. Otherwise, if you still want to keep moving, you stay with your side to side. I'm just going to unmute everyone here for 20 seconds. And just to ask, how are those weight exercises? Any questions with those? Okay, so different variations for your one-arm row. If balance is an issue, you have your chair. So you can always use that chair to row. Remember that we're rowing 5 times. Elbow stays close to the rib. Once you've done your 5, you come up tall, you switch sides. So you have the chair there for support. That would be more of option 1 or level 1. Option 2, if you don't need the chair, you'd go more into your bending position, having your hand on your thigh. That trains the stomach and hip muscles the most. Counting 5 on each side, coming up tall. And we're trying to aim for 20 repetitions in total, or for your 15-20 seconds each exercise. One arm row. And the benefits of using weights, even if it's soup cans, is that it helps keep your bones strong and can move sugar from the blood into your muscles. Coming up tall, into your twisting exercise. Adding that twist or that turn. And this is option 1. If you have shoulder injuries, stay here. Option 2 is having those weights out in front of you, and then adding your twist or your turn. That's harder on the shoulder. It can be more challenging on the lower back. So if you are doing sports or already exercising for hours a week, then this is a more challenging option. You'll feel that in your front shoulders, in your stomach muscles, and a stretch in the back. So you do the variation that works for you. Level 2, or hands stay close to you. Level 1. Whatever variation that works for you. To help with back stiffness and shoulder checking when you drive or walk. Yeah? Perfect. From there into your second set of that squat. So sitting down in your chair and coming up tall. Option 1, those dumbbells stay close to your body. Option 2, your dumbbells go to the side and you make that into a raise. For training middle shoulders, and middle shoulders help you to carry your grandkids at chest level. Middle shoulders help you to pull things in a wide elbow stance. So you can choose what you want to do today. Level 1, goblet squat, or level 2 with the weights to the side and adding that side raise. We are doing one more set of these exercises. So you got your last one here. Into your last set of that one-arm row. So if you need the chair for support, you do your 5. Switching sides every time you do 5 repetitions. Or if you don't need that chair, using your body. harder to balance going into this bent position. So level 2, front view, side view. Then you switch sides, final side there. In this bent position, you will feel that in the thighs, and that's your one-arm row. Going back into your twisting exercise, so those dumbbells come close to your body, feet wide, and adding your twist. Different foot positions if you have knee injuries. So it can be to the side, it can be in front, it can be wide. Up to you. I'm showing wide today. Or option 2 with the dumbbells in front of you into your twist. Your chin and your hands move together, and you want to keep your hips still. Resistance training with dumbbells, bands, soup cans is recommended that you do twice in the week if you're not doing it already. That way your bones stay strong if you fall or get hit. It can help with more muscle mass so you can do things for longer. Yeah. And finally, your last exercise with the weights into your squat. Sitting down into your chair and coming up tall. Your front view or your side view. And then the harder variation is bringing those dumbbells down into your squat and raise. Yeah, your squat and side raise. Combining 2 motions together helps with coordination, and coordination is tied with memory. Having good coordination can help with your balance. So that's one of the benefits of doing upper and lower body exercises together. Just a couple more. And then we take our water break. Perfect. So you can put those weights to the side, grab some water if you like. So how are we doing so far, gang? All right. So, different variations for a low back stretch. Seeing if you can go just feet wide into your teapot stretch so that you feel the stretch along the side of the low back. If there is shoulder injuries, you can just reach down as well and it will stretch the side of the low back. If there is no shoulder injuries, see if you can go across. That's standing, or you can do it seated as well. But see if you can switch sides now. It can be done standing or seated. If you're already sitting a lot in your week, then standing is a better option. If you are feeling tired after the session, sitting is a better option. Feeling that stretch along the side of the low back. (15–20 seconds each side. That comes down. The next one is more for the middle of the low back. So for this one, you'd use the chair. I'll show standing and seated. 1 or 2 steps away, and you're gonna see if you can go back and forth with this one. Sometimes people feel comfortable with just holding it. Standing version or your seated version. You curl into a ball and come up tall. That would be your seated version of that same low back stretch. So whichever one you want to try, you got a few more seconds. And they work the same middle low back. And finally, the last one of this set of 3, in a standing position, your runner stretch, stretching from the front of the hip going down to the knee. Your front leg is bent. Today we did your shoulder and chest stretches as well, so you can combine them. But the runner stretch is the best for people who do a lot of walking, up hills, jogging, because you use these muscles the most, the front hip or hip flexors. That's your standing position. You can switch sides now. If you wanted to stay seated, then it would be in this position, opening up that shoulder chest. It can be done standing, it can be done seated. If you're trying to improve your balance, standing always is the better option. If you just want to stay comfortable with stretches, then seated is a better option.
Stretching now.
Exercise going down the stairs.
Yeah, you return. And we do everything 2 sets. So you see you can go back into the side low back stretch, or QL, quadratus lumborum stretch. It's just a deep muscle of the back. It can be done standing, it can be done seated. If there is shoulder discomfort, just reaching down will also give you the stretch in the low back. Then you switch sides.
When he holds it? How long?
20 seconds.
Oh.
Breathing in and breathing out as you normally do, or even reaching down can give you that same stretch, but this version is called a teapot stretch, standing or seated. The next one is into your full body stretch for more of the middle of the low back, 1 or 2 steps away from the chair, and going into your bending motion. Sometimes people feel good when they go back and forth. Sometimes people feel good if they hold it. Breathing in and breathing out. And the seated version is curling into a ball and coming up tall. So standing or seated, whichever option you try, but it's more for the middle of the low back.
I'll do this.
And finally, your last one, going into your runner stretch. Front leg bent, back leg straight. Opening up those arms, standing or seated.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Give him a smack.
For the front of the hip going down to the knee. If you are in the standing version, you want to have your back heel planted on the ground, so it's a more intense stretch in the calf and top of the hip. Then you switch sides. Standing or seated, whichever one works for you. Yeah, and then releasing. Perfect. So thank you all for coming to today's Zoom. We're here every Monday at 11:30 p.m. And there is also Zoom classes on Wednesday brought to you by Mary, and Friday Zoom classes brought to you by Casey. I know Paul was telling me that he couldn't get into Mary's class on Wednesday, so I will send you another link for her class and see if that works. Has anyone here tried
the other classes?
I do